Hi everybody, this is Sloan, and I just wanted to come online and do my live blog. It's turned into a live blog where I talk about, it's kind of like having therapy, but I'm really discussing things with myself and saying it out loud so I feel like I'm not going crazy or stupid or something. So last night, I think it was like when people were calling me, you're a meth head, you're this, you're that, it was like everything that I went, because I had a drug addiction and I went to Pride Institute. And one of the things, the last time I went, was heroin, was one of the people that were in my group, when we came out, was telling everybody about what I said in private groups in my counseling sessions. And so the rumor came out about what I did, like whatever I did. So this time, recently, I met somebody who went to Pride, and they came out and they were telling me that they were talking about me in there and they were bringing me up and what I was doing outside and how I partied and stuff. So they went back in there and they told people how bad I was doing. The counselors there, Patrick and everybody know me. Even the CEO knows me so much that they know the motive behind it. Patrick was the one who encouraged me to go for Miss Trans Minnesota, and I gave him, if you go in his office, you see the sash in his office, that's mine. But when somebody baits you, imagine this. You wake up one morning to walking outside and somebody who follows you. I mean, they're not hiding it, they're basically following. And then they go to Target with you, and they go to where you're working, and then they go to, it's like they spend the whole day with you, so you just notice that. And you come home and you notice the same people standing outside your door, or the front of my building. It's like the same, it's like a movie. I'm walking the same movie. And then I would see like somebody wearing a red shirt, and then the next day they're wearing the red shirt. Now see, I know these things. This may sound crazy. I know these things because I was trained as an actor, did musical theater in college, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, so I know how to observe things. I can do mannerisms well. That's why I was so good at impersonating people. Whitney Houston, Diana Ross, Tina Turner, and Janet Jackson, because I could look at their mannerisms and dance it out. So when I see mannerisms in people, I know their mannerisms. I don't care if you have a mask on your face. I don't care. It's the way you walk, your manner, your demeanor, your vibe. It's all of that. So I would see people in the same situation. Okay, so I was in the library, and I was coming out, and this girl, this little short, skinny girl who's on my block a lot, she's with these three guys. And she said to the one guy, as I came right directly in the door, I will give you $300, you punch that bitch in the face. And I stood there and I go, in my mind I was like, okay, this is it. I've been like beat up maybe 5 times in my adult life from people that just thought I'm not a fighter. People that thought I was weak enough to hit and no one would say anything. I guess it's my personality. I'm so outgoing and stuff like that. You want to kind of slap that prom queen in the face and make her shut up for a second because you were going to win prom queen and da-da-da-da. And that's just me being my authentic self and loving who I am, because there's no way I could transform myself into a beautiful African-American man into a 26-year-old African woman if I didn't appreciate my value in this world. So there you go. So when somebody tells me that I'm not good enough, or I don't think I'm pretty enough, and I'm chasing a man, and I remember I didn't need anything, because when my mom died, my sister turned into a money-hungry person, and she told me the very next day to get out of the house with my faggot ass and go to hell where my mom was. I walked up our driveway. Now we have a $600,000 home in Hawaii. Walked up the driveway. So that's where I'm coming from, okay? And never looked back. Walked down Mamaloho Highway, and I lived behind Taco Bell in the garbage can place because I didn't know anything about being homeless. And Hawaiian people they're so family oriented that they welcome you a lot. They welcome you. They're like, I have a Hawaii family, and like they knew I was hungry. They knew when I looked too skinny, when I was using drugs too much. They knew I was lonely. They come all the way to my house to see me, or all the way to the beach to see me. And I call my sister and I go, Yvonne, can I have like maybe $5 so I can buy a soda or something? You always want money. That's all you want. And the last thing my mom told me was to leave my sister alone. Because I've always been chasing her because I admirated her so much. I appreciated her. This is not to get down on myself. All of this adds up to the person I am today, which is confident but have to hide it. Downsizing, but I'm not all that. A talented, funny, cute, artistic person who just wants to maybe one day have a community center where kids can do dance and cheerleading and football. Have a little boyfriend and a little dog and a little apartment somewhere. And go to brunch on Sundays and have friends. But it seems since 2014, I can't catch a break. I'm running into these situations where it's not the old crowd that I hung out with. These people, no, people, don't say these people, people are people. I'm living in a world where your hardness is what makes you valuable. Your toughness is what makes you valuable. These women are here, some of the strongest women I've ever seen. They make the men in Gay Town look like a bunch of ballerinas. And here I am living amongst them and I'm living with my people, living amongst them and being proud that I fit in, just to realize in the end that none of them liked me. Taking my personality and be like, well, girl, you like to pay for guys, and you like to do this, and you like to do that. You know, like, my business is all over the place. It's all over the place that I should sell t-shirts at Pride and say, I hate Sloan, and have $20 a piece, and they would sell out. But basically, it's not that you don't like me. It's just that maybe it's something you see in me that either missing in you, or you don't like because of my color, or that I'm trans. There's something in my picture that you don't like, to specifically point me out, to think that I could do something that outrageous where somebody couldn't stand me face to face and go, this is the problem I have with you, and that's da-da-da-da-da. Instead, I'm going through cyber wars and apartment being robbed and just slander, and I'm just a nasty, gross, smelly, like, why don't you just call me Swamp Monster? Just Swamp Monster. I'll be Sloan Swamp Monster. Let me come up with some drag names. Swampa Monster. But I am Sloan Vincent, and it took me a long time to get that place. My mom didn't encourage me to do that, and so when I decided to, it was like, you have to make a major decision. You're clicking into a different whole genre. I didn't change who I was. I just changed the look of me. I don't like talking like this and trying to be like, I'm Muhammad God, I'm the prettiest girl in the world. I'm being like this, and you know where I'm coming from. I'm smart enough to handle it. And if you have a comment while I'm serving your food or hosting at the table, I'm gonna make you laugh so much that you're gonna forget about gender, and you're gonna concentrate on the restaurant, the food, how you came there to have a good time, because you're being entertained, and so you met somebody funny, and wow, that trans girl was actually funny, and I didn't think they were like that. Being sexy or being attractive is not my equate in life. Equate means to balance. Look it up. I just wanted a simple, like a LA kind of gay lifestyle, you know, have drinks after work and, you know, have friends. I don't have one friend. And it's not because I'm not so mean to people. It's because of the, like, people are afraid to be around me because their friends might hate it. Or the one person who can't stand me will start rumors about them. It's like Gay Town here is like Michael Jackson's Ranch, Neverland. It's all trapped inside this bubble, and Michael Jackson's running around with the kids, and he's like, let's go on the carousel. And they all run the carousel and they get on it. He's like, I'm bored of this. Let's get on the swings. And they all go to the swings. And that one person, me, Bubbles the clown, Bubbles the monkey, stays and wants some popcorn. And all of a sudden everybody looks at him like, oh, that Bubbles, he's so funny. But he's a stupid monkey. When you had a mom like mine, who was very beautiful, could just she looked like Diana. Like, I'm not gonna brag, but she looked like Diana Ross. People thought she was Diana Ross. I even painted her like Diana Ross, and they put it in paper. My sister was a model when she was younger, so I was destined with those two women in my life to become some kind of artistic monster. But I'm an artistic monster in a place I thought that Prince built, but really it's built by farm culture. Farm culture with some khaki in it. Khaki, yeah, khaki. And hot dish. Hot dish, khaki, and farm. Hot dish, khaki, farm, and sex trade. 16th in Chicago, it's something that everybody should experience because these are hardworking people if you just gave them a chance. And if you just gave them a chance, they wouldn't be jobbing on me. So I can be like, I can dumb myself down, but I'm kind of done, I'm tired of it. Because there's people walking around here with blue and yellow braids in their hair, and I can't even like, you know? Well, I can, but I'm just like making people feel comfortable. I'm 56 years old. And I am fabulous. And after today, there'll be no more talk about my personal life. I have to do this thing for Lavender Magazine, which is so cool that nobody knew about. So whatever plans I do, if I'm online on some gay site and I'm lonely and want to meet somebody, it's not because I want to bring them home immediately and have like nasty sex with them. It's because I'm reaching out to the gay community because I can't any other way. My cousins in LA were like, when I was walking to school, when in elementary school, they were all hard and stuff like that. Yo, why don't you go over there and walk down that street because you're a little sugary, you're different. And so I walked across the street, and then my mom took me out of an urban school and bused me to a white neighborhood. So I'm kind of like, I'm dumb. Like, I forgot about my culture. My culture turned into, okay, look as good as them, and you'll be treated that way. Dress as well as them, and you'll be treated that way. Talk as well as them. And then in my adult life, I come right back to where I began with my people, and I just don't fit in here, and you're still trying to make me go into the plantation. I'm not Samuel L. Jackson and Django. Django. Say, yes, boss, I get whatever you need, sir. No, I'm the girl that's like in the office next to you going, Roger, did you need that paperwork that I just completed? And he's like, how'd she get here? A black trans girl in the office? What the hell? I'm that girl. But until I get this focus of humbling myself and letting people meet me, because that's what I'm doing. I'm letting people meet me. Not sitting up here and getting all high and being all lonely and being all sad. I like my company. And that means self-love. If you lived on the beach as a homeless person and opened your eyes to water coming towards you because it's a beautiful moment, and a cruise ship went by, and I said, this is the most beautiful moment of my life, and I was homeless. And this week has been the most insightful world into racism. I'm Sloan Vincent, Miss Trans Minnesota 2022. Don't think for a minute that I didn't hear the N-word a couple of times, or I got it online last night. But I will not be called something that I'm not. So, shote mate kudasai, which means just a moment, please, in Japanese. I'm here, I know I'm here, to cause a conversation. Not look like I'm weak, because if I look like I'm weak, every trans girl, and I don't care how pretty you think you are, looks weak. Because if it happened to me, it can happen to you. And honey, I've won so many titles. I was the first Miss Black, Miss Gay Pride Hawaii. You know how hard that was against Leilani and all her rice? That was a joke. She would like it. Because in Hawaii, it's all about aloha, which means being nice and being genuine and people feeling that in you. Because if you walked over there and acted weird, they'd throw you in a lava tube. So please, just take this with a grain of salt. It's been 15 minutes. One day I'll have a show in some bar and a boyfriend, maybe even sooner than I think. And I'll look back on this and I'll say, thank you to everybody who hated me so much, because you made me the strongest version of a person I've ever been. And I'll love you immensely for that. I didn't know the world was this hard. If you tell your kids you love them and they're great and they can be anything you want, they'll remember it like I did. Thanks.